Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. I deliberately wanted to show you all this photo because one, they're structuring obviously on the moon. Second of all, you see all the individual squares throughout the entire photo. This is the monitor because we are zoomed in so close. If we are permitted to see these structures, it's because we're very close. We are at times, I will post photos like this that we can see the surface. But of course, there's an appreciation for it. And I do understand those who are here for the artistic look to space. I assure you I work hard on that too in videos, but in general, when it comes down to research, I find it has great scientific value. So interesting. Whether there are ancient and recent structuring together on the surface, it's just mesmerizing to be able to view them. When we look at the surface of the moon, we see a flat surface in general. We see white, cloudy-like material. Um, it really is because of the wavelengths. Our eyes seeing at so many nanometers. There's between 400 and 7 nanometers. And when you get to 700 nanometers, it depends on the temperature and intensity, sorry, of the object itself. Um, People will see blurs, will see clouds. This is what I'm trying to explain because of the wavelength. So I'm always finding the all year I've been saying it in all my videos that I keep seeing a blurry, like it looks like tufts of dirt that are basically thrown over many areas, and it's not. It's an actual structure that our eyes and the camera itself is trying to actually focus on the surface and the structure of that particular wavelength, but it's not being able to, so it'll give us back a blurred image. A camera is made to deliberately block out IR, infrared light. So the IR sensors on cameras, depending on your function, probably do not have a function to turn them off. Some people break the functions inside of the camera so that they can um, get direct infrared light, and it works. I mean, this is scary stuff. But of course, you're going to scrap your camera if you don't know what you're doing. And I don't suggest you to bust your camera up. But light is blocked out, infrared light blocked out by the cameras. And you have to sort of play around that a little bit. But the low sensors, if they weren't activated, well, when you take a photo, you would get a very different surface. This is just an amazing surface, and I'm happy because it's a surface I've not ever been able to see anywhere of the moon. There's many different areas on the moon that people say, well, which area is this? Which area is that? This one, if I'm not mistaken, near Oceanus Procellarum. But it's the tunnels I want to talk to you all about. The entering tunnels that go inside of the moon. There must be hundreds of them. They're massive. They I was mistaking them for chimneys at one point, but they're not standing up, they're lying down. It's always hard, you guys notice, to find out what's standing up or what's lying down on the moon sometimes. And by looking the way we're looking at it now, we're looking at a surface level view. Um, you know, it's very different looking at the facades and the sides of the craters than looking at them overhead. And this is what's lurking and hiding on the edges of them. Thinking out of the box, how hard would it be to make passageways from one crater to another? Just to build a simple, solid area underneath where crafts could freely roam in and out to cross the entire moon without being seen and exiting on the dark side. You're not going to tell me that that's not plausible. This is something that's definite. If we're seeing all these pipes and tunnels on the surface of the moon, it's because of just that, definitely just that. This is I call it the puzzle pieces photo. I love this photo. And Secure Team, Tyler, how's it going, bro? He posted at one point a couple months back a photo of a puzzle piece. He wasn't sure whether it was on the moon or on Mars. Well, I tend to think that it might be on the moon. In every corner, like you just saw here, structures, piping anomalies, whether they be mechanisms, machines. These are built objects that we don't know what they are, and they're all over the moon. Many channels have talked about it. I've heard Leonard Walson talk about it. I've heard many channels just showing the pipes on the surface. Well, aside from the pipes, here, this is one of the cities, definite cities that I've found massive structuring that's still, I'm still wondering at times if it's not dug out. Now, listen, the people that are up on the moon, they can really chisel out something. We're seeing mountainsides, straight lined mountainsides that look like walls. And they are most likely walls because I'm finding many of the walls with entrances. It's not something that I'm making up, it's something that we can see. This is my photography of the surface of the moon again with my telescope and my solar imager. And look at the beautiful anomalies that you can see lurking in the dark up on the top little part here. And the ridges, the flat plane-like objects. See, I believe that these are structures. You can get inside of these mountain-like objects. I don't think that they're natural, whether they're lava flow or I don't know. It's hard to say. We'd have to go down, right, to see the texture of it, right, to actually touch the element, the material, to see what the mountain itself is made of. But when you look at it, you see a lot of fake constructions. You know, it's like it looks like somebody put props up on the moon to make the pass off for mountains. As crazy as it sounds, that's what I believe. And what are we looking at here in 3D imaging? Beautiful. Could this be a lava tube? Some of these objects, and most of them that look like tunnels, are going inside of mountains. You know, it's mind-boggling. This Aristarchus crater in X-ray to see a different, very different topography around it. There's so many elevated and descending levels on the moon. You know, you once you capture a photo, like I've done right here, this is a photo. Once you capture the photo, you can keep it alive. There's ways. And what I'm doing is seeing it lucid like this, seeing it awake, alive. Look at the structuring, different views. See, it's all there. No matter what it is, even though we don't know what they are, it's just that do you not find it odd that we've never been mentioned that those anomalies are there, normal or not, or natural or not? It's still, you know, amazing to find them. These light sources that look like domes that are lit up and craters around. But look at the craters. They're very mysterious. They're symmetrical, flat, symmetrical tops around the craters. Well, in X-ray, this is what I'm always able to get, but I'm hoping to find a different way to be able to view these UFOs because, of course, you're just looking at a cloud go by, right? This was an X-ray. And this is just a straight up shot that showed up on my telescope while I was viewing it, and you could see them as I was viewing on the up on the structure here. They look like watermelon seeds. They go on straight paths. They're not all fast. You can see some of them either arriving or leaving, but I never ever see them stop or land on the moon. I mean, that would make one heck of a video, but I tend to think that they don't land on Earth's side. Over my name, you see a bridge on the left, and you see a city. These are structures, and it goes all the way up to the top bridge. Can you see the beautiful bridge on the top, or anomaly or structure that goes over a dark area? This is elevated off the surface. Left again, center, more anomalies there. Hard to see, right? With the 14 scope, guys, these are what we're going to be concentrating on. There are many of them. And what looks like lava tubes, if you want, it's a new term I've learned now that they're using that with the base. Look closely, you can see the structuring here, and this is what we'll be focusing on. There's a city down there, guys. Can't you see it? It's not hard. It looks like a literal archaeological site. We're going to get there soon. Very, very soon. Thanks to these wonderful people, donors to the website and to the channel. Because of these magnificent people, we're getting a 14-inch telescope that I tend to think will be soon in Canada. It's coming down from California. I can't wait to get my hands on it. WSO YouTube channel, Steve Olson. We interact on Tuesday nights. Talk about what's going on in the sky. Check his channel out. Thanks a lot.